Hello there guys and girls, and welcome back to the vlog, the We Bought a Farm vlog. So, not much has happened in the since the last video went live. I'm just in here checking on the chickens, making sure they got enough food. Not much has happened. There's a few new things. Obviously one of them is this, which I have said in the last 3 vlogs that I would buy one of these. So I've now been able to wash everything because my truck was beginning to look filthy, and so was the old deer. Also, I managed to get one of these second-hand from the local warehouse that was just flogging it off really cheaply. So I thought I would put this in. I've just basically been doing a little bit of tidying up. It just sort of keeps everything out of the shed because we haven't got a very big shed. The only other bit of news really is the car's gone. So I contacted the local scrap merchant and he came and picked it up. And I got 250 quid for it, so it's not bad really. Every little helps really, as they say. So yeah, that was that. I've tidied a few things up, just put them, away, things that I want to keep. Just trying to make this track or run through a bit bigger, I guess. What else is new? That's about it. Oh, the other thing I've done, as I said I would, is I've changed over these hinges. So that door now opens inwards. So I don't have to worry about that sticking out all the way here anymore, which I thought was quite handy. So yeah, that was quite simple, really. Just change the hinges around. The other one still opens the other way. Because obviously, I mean, really, if I wanted to, I could actually change this one as well, and it would sort of gate this little area off. But, there's no harm. There's plenty of room to drive through there, and I can get the swing. Once this is all tidied up, obviously, I can get the swing around and in there, so that's okay. So yeah, it's just been a little bit of tidying up, really. Now I've just locked myself in. Hang on, got to do that again. Open it and close it again. Because I just locked myself in, which was a bit silly. There we go. Right. Still got a few things to get rid of. But the plan for today is what I thought we'd do, because winter is just around the corner. Literally, we're coming to the end of October. And the weather's going to start turning, and there is even forecast of snow on the horizon. Not necessarily in November, but they do say the Met Office says it's going to be a pretty cold winter. So what I want to do today is just try and cut down all this stuff, really. Also had a bit of a tidy up in here, just put a few things away. Just trying to make a bit of space, really. As you can see, I've washed the deer. She's nice and clean. Yeah, just trying to sort of pack up for winter, really, because unfortunately, when it comes to, I suppose, farming, really, but we don't actually have any animals, so it's not farming, but let's say smallholding, homestead, whatever you want to call it. Really, in the winter months, there's not that much to do at the beginning, like where we are now. We haven't got any animals to take care of that don't need feeding every day, only the chickens. We've got nothing growing at the moment. It's too late to seed anything, vegetable-wise in the veggie patch that we have preparing for. So this winter is going to be a bit chill, so there might not be so many vlogs for the winter. We might just sort of, maybe 1 or 2 here and there, but really the real work will start in the spring, when we start putting up greenhouses, when we start putting in vegetable boxes over here and stuff like this. Because like I said, it's too late to start seeding anything. There's nothing really we can do. We want to, as I said, we want to let this rot down and freeze over, which will be nice. So yeah, the winter months are not going to be that much to do, but what I would like to do, if I could, is just sort of get rid of all of this brush here and along here. Just tidy the area up a little bit. And then this afternoon, we may have a different job, but I'll tell you about that if it happens, because I'm not 100% sure. The only other thing is that Sarah and I have been talking about the chickens. And we love the chickens, don't get me wrong. But we're thinking about moving them. Because they're great, but they're a little bit in the way. Here. And really, they should be on the grass. What we were thinking. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of asking these neighbours of ours over here, who we've sort of, I wouldn't say we've become mega friendly with, but we've become friendly with, is if we could put them here. You know, because they said to me they don't use this. They have this track, but they don't use it. So I'm thinking maybe we can put them here. I can, you know, and they can just forage away all of this stuff. Get a little... I've been looking at those DIY sites, and basically I can just build a pen, you know, with a couple of pieces of 2x4 and some chicken wire. Just to keep the foxes away, and some straw bedding and stuff to keep them warm in the winter. And they can go here. It's not too far away from the house. It's quite close, so... yeah, that's what I was thinking. Obviously, we're still discussing about it, and I still need to go and speak to the neighbours, because as I said, that piece of land there is actually theirs. It's not ours. And then maybe actually get rid of this building entirely. Get rid of both of these buildings, and maybe just put something, you know, either A, keep it open, so it's a bigger yard, or put a better shed here. We don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're talking about. Right. Where did I leave my lawnmower? I did get it out. There you are. I know I left it somewhere, but I couldn't remember where it was. But I know I left it somewhere. Right. Let's see if we can start getting rid of some of this stuff. I mean, obviously I'm going to have to use the bushwhacker for the bigger things, but look, you see, I even made a start here. I just want to get rid of, you know, some of this stuff. Just chop it down if we can. Just make it a bit cleaner, like I said. So, lawnmower's set to the highest setting, just to get rid of it. It's very muddy there. I still haven't ordered any more gravel yet, which is also on my to-do list. But if we could just get rid of this stuff, then it will be alright, and then I can get the strimmer out for the bigger stuff, or the weed whacker, as it's also known sometimes, for the bigger stuff, hopefully. But yeah, like I said, as with the fact that winter's coming up, there's not going to be that much to do, so there may be less vlogs in the winter, you know, until we're in a position where I'll be doing things every day, because I'm fully expecting that will happen at some point. But for now, as I said, we haven't really got anything. There's not much we can do. We sort of bought this place at the back end of summer, so we were already divided by time anyway. But it's okay. Like I said, there's no rush. There's no rush. Obviously, we want to get things done in our own way, in our own time. It is good, as I've mentioned before, that Sarah is working in the shop, so at least we do have some income. And we're not, you know, particularly extravagant spenders, so, you know, we should be okay, provided we stick to our budgeting plan. We should be okay. I mean, one reason I'm doing this is because I forget I've got all this space back here. Right, I don't want to hit any of that plastic stuff. Break my lawnmower. I still need to sell those. I've taken some pictures of them now, so I just need to advertise them on eBay or somewhere like that, just to get rid of them. Just to try and get a couple of extra quid in, you know, 70 or 80 quid. Plus it frees up the space as well. This thing, as I said, We still need to get this checked, but that's not happening anytime soon. That's not on our prior list right now. That's a bit further down the way. Quite a good little lawnmower, this. Doesn't seem to be having any problems at all, really. Which is very nice. Get these last little bits. Obviously I'll have to come and tidy this all up. But at least it looks a bit better than all the weeds everywhere. See if we can get this bit a bit closer to the door as well. See, I don't want to crash into anything and break anything. If we can get what we can, it will be good. It's basically walking around and mowing everything. Also, I've started to use my childhood paint skills and draw up a sort of plan of what we want. It's not ready yet, but I'll show you when I think it's ready. But it's basically a plan of what we want to do with the space that we have, what we want to try and grow. And yes, I had to get the old paint out again, and it's done in a way that even a child should be able to read it. That's just my skill quality in paint, but hopefully it should make sense when you guys see it. But like I said, it's not ready yet. When it is ready, then I'll just something I've been working on in the evenings on these colder nights, because we're not doing much in the evenings, just chilling really. To do that bit by hand, I think. Get on my hands and knees with the old trowel and get that bit out on the little fork. But if we can just get rid of all this, like I said, just to spruce it up a little bit, really. I'm not the biggest fan of weeds. I do like... I always say there are two people in life. There's a person who likes a square, meaning everything even and, everything has its place and all the angles match. And then there are people who like circles, which are quite happy to have, I'm not going to say a mess, but you know what I mean. Things everywhere. I'm certainly a square person. I definitely like to have things in order. And I found that if you have things in order, you're sort of more organised, really. That's the whole point of it. I don't like being in a situation where you go, now where did I put that? Someone says to you, oh, have you got one of these? You go, yeah, and I know exactly where it is. It's right over there, above that, next to that. Does that make me sad? Maybe that makes me sad a little bit. Maybe. Alright, don't tell anyone I said that then. Yeah, I still need to contact the council about coming to collect these bins, because I don't think we're going to need them. I might keep one or two, but I certainly don't need all of them. This wood I'm hoping to use, if it's still usable, I'm hoping to use that for the vegetable patch. Raised beds and things like that. So that's not to be thrown away. I should really move it under cover. That might be something to do a bit later on, actually. If we are going to get a nasty winter, I don't want snow and sleet and everything going all over that. If I'm going to use it, it just needs a bit of sanding down and a little bit of protection on it. Wood protection. And should be good. Should be usable. Alright, get away from the rubbish. Don't hit all that. Don't want to hit all that. See, when you chop all this down, it really opens up the space. It's so much nicer. So much nicer. You can sort of kind of see what you're working with. It kind of gives you a blank canvas in a way. I mean, I know there's still bits of grass everywhere and rubbish, but you know what I mean. You get the idea of a blank canvas. which is nice. Right, I've got a few more little tufts of grass here. A few strips over there. We'll be able to get that little bit. Oopsie, why I missed that. There we go. And we'll have to get the weed whacker out. Deal with these bushes if we can. This should be able to get this bit as well. There we go. Bit of a mess everywhere though. But that's alright. You can just bag it up and put it in with the rubbish when they come to collect green grass cuttings. Last little tuft. Missed one. Round we go. There we go. Right. Turn that off. Oh no, hang on, I missed one. Yeah. Now we can turn it off. Let's see if I can get as close to these as we can. Should be able to get some of this, maybe not all of it. Yeah, that's better. Get rid of most of it. Let's get rid of these bits that I missed. You as well, hopefully. Yeah, we can actually get right up to the door. There we go, look at that. We come this way. There we go. Right. Well. That's better. That's a lot better. Just need to get the weed whacker on this. Oh, I missed a bit there. Yeah, this lot was all where the rubbish was. Get rid of all of these bushes. Oh, I left the lawnmower running. I can hear it. Didn't want to do that. That's just wasting fuel. Just get rid of this. And put this back in the shed, and we'll get the weed whacker out. You just bring this to where we need it. Let's start over here, which is where we started with the lawnmower. Would be alright. It's on. It's spinning. Get this bush down, there we go. Now these little bits I'm going to have to get by hand by the looks of it. Yes we can, there we go. Rip up that bush. See if we can go and do these bushes over in the poo pit. Like I said, it's just to spruce the place up a bit. Make it look a bit nicer, and then I'll just come in and clean all this stuff at a later date. With the wheelbarrow and the shovel. Don't want to break the tines on this. That's the only problem with these things. Is that you need to get some decent cord, otherwise they just break very easily. Look, we've got some weeds growing up the wall there. I didn't notice. Get these ones on the corner. Now look at that, it makes it so much more brighter. Chop you down, chop you down. So much more room. Can we get you under there? Oh no, I don't want to hit there. That really will break the spindle if I hit any of that metal stuff. Should do those bits by hand, that's fine. But yeah, as long as this is done before the winter comes, we should be good. There's all this junk back here yet to get rid of as well. The problem with cutting overgrown areas is you tend to find more crap. Although it's not so muddy back here, which is quite nice. I'm guessing this area has got a bit more hardcore down than over there. Oh, don't want to hit my horse trailer. I like my horse trailer. These areas. Yeah, we can actually open that door now, maybe. Much better. There's the house. Still got this roof here as well. Not using it, you sort of forget what you have, really. Right. I think about there. Glad I got rid of that car, I have to say. I'm glad they came and took that away. It's nice. Well, I think we are just about there, if I'm honest. Oh, we can try and get these bits in here. I just don't want to hit all that rubbish. Cool. Oh, that'll do, that'll do. Start flinging bottles around everywhere. But yeah, that's really opened the area up a lot. Which is nice. Oh, I can't get to that one. I'll have to move the bin out for that. That's okay, I can do that. That's fine. We get these little bits that I missed with the lawnmower. Hopefully, yes. There we go. Right. Oh, and that little bit tough just over there. And those bushes over there. And I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I wonder why it's not so wet round the back, but it is very wet here. Strange. Try not to cut my chickens to death. Quite like my chickens. Have to get that one out by hand. To dig that one out. Well, that looks a lot better. Oh, I missed that bit. Okay. That looks a lot better. And I missed those two pieces. Okay, I'll have to tidy those up. But yeah, look at that. That's much nicer. Much more room. Actually, when you get rid of all of that stuff and you tidy it up, actually a very big area. A very big area. Right, let me go and get the wheelbarrow and the broom and the fork and the spade, and let's start tidying up, I guess. really. Remember I just literally said I know where everything is and I'm that kind of person? I can't remember where I put the broom. Where did I put the broom? There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. It's just fallen over, that's why I couldn't see it. Right, let me get tidying on. Because I'm sure you won't just want to see me pick up grass and put it in a wheelbarrow. That seems very boring. So, let me get tidying. And once I've done a little bit, I'll bring you guys back again, I guess. And go and grab a coffee or something, I guess. Whilst I do this. Because I should think this will be very boring to watch. So, yeah. I'll get on with this. And then I'll bring you guys back once it's done. Well then, there we have it. Half-tidy yard, look at that. Everything's gone. Got rid of all the grass cuttings. Got a few little bits to do by hand. But it actually looks a whole lot better. We'll have a quick whiz round just to show you. But it actually looks a whole lot better than it did before. Close this now, I don't need this open again. Close that one. There we go. So yeah, look at this. Managed to get rid of everything. All the grass, got a few little tufts that I missed here and there, but I can get those, that's fine. But this is looking so much better. Like I said, it's amazing how much space there is when you tidy it up. And got these doors open as well. Which again, I don't need right now. Can actually drive through the garage, no garage, the barn now, which is nice as well, once this is gone at least anyway. Yeah, it's good. But in the meantime, whilst I was doing that, as I did say that there might be something happening a bit later on today, I received a phone call, and the thing that is happening is going ahead. So, let me just put these away. I don't like leaving tools and equipment and things like that out. Just in case. You never know. Put that away and go and grab the strimmer. So, story time. I was in the pub a few days ago. And I met a local farmer who's just up the way here from me. Called Jim. And we sort of introduced ourselves, you know, we're trying to get to know the locals and get to know everyone around the community and, you know, be friendly and be part of everything that's happening around here. And he's got a little farm. He's got a proper farm. He's a proper dairy farmer. Put it that way. And we got chatting over a couple of pints, as you do. And he has invited me to go and do a little bit of work. Nothing major, but a little bit of work for him, which he's going to pay me for, which is very nice. And also, it will give me the experience of sort of, you know, running my own place. That's what we were talking about, really. About learning the experience and, you know, learning to do things from scratch and doing things on your own and stuff like that. And basically he said, well, if you want, you know, I can show you a few tips, tricks, pointers and things like that. And I was, you know, overjoyed. I said, of course. I said, absolutely, mate. Any help, you know, anything I can learn to be able to do this on my own is brilliant. So he said to meet him at the field opposite the pub. And he's got a little job for us. Don't know what it is. Going to close these doors. But yeah. So that's where we're going to head now. It's not too far away, it's just around the corner basically. Just opposite the pub. And we're going to go and have a look. And maybe learn something new. I don't know if we're going to be doing or watching or whatever. But it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. I'm hoping it's going to be fun too. It'd be nice if it was. Cars coming. It has been quite busy the last couple of days around here. So, just down here, cars coming. Let's look at the mist in the field over there. Oh, another person cutting his lawn there. What are you getting ready for winter, I guess? He said it's the field opposite the pub. So... it's not this one. Ah, right. Well, there's the pub. And I see a red tractor, so I'm assuming that's him. Yes, that's him. Right. Where do I pull in? Oh, let's just pull in on the verge up here. We do have four-wheel drive, so we should be okay. As long as I'm off the main road. Should be good. Right. Pub's up there. That's the church. Right. Let's see. What on earth is this? Close the gate. Alright, okay, I'll close the gate. Gate. Hello, Jim. What on earth is this? Alright, it's a mower, is it? Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. You see all the blades there. Look, 1, 2. This is a nice piece of kit, isn't it? TM1410. This thing must be a pretty penny. Look at the size of those things on there. The size of the wheels. Vermeer. So I'm guessing then we're going to cut this field today, are we? Yep. As I thought. And this is yours as well, is it? What is this? Same. This is a nice looking piece of kit as well. Look at that. PTO on the front. It's brand new. Not new, but it's a few months old. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, this is a nice piece of kit. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm guessing Jim's going to tell me through what I've got to do, if doing anything, and if needs be, then I'll bring you back. Right, so I brought you back a bit quicker than I expected. Basically, he's shown me what to do, and the cheeky sod's gone to the pub. He showed me what buttons I need to press. He's basically left me right in the deep end. I have to say, I am a little bit nervous. I do not want to crash his toys. There's a lot of buttons there, but he said I don't need to worry about any of those. I need to worry about that lever and that button. And if anything goes wrong, if anything happens, just make sure everything's turned off and then turn the machine off and give him a call. So I don't need to worry about any of this stuff on the machine, on the screen. He said it's just literally those two levers and that turquoisey button there, really. And then obviously driving is, well, driving. Yeah, a cheeky bastard's gone to the pub for his lunch. Right, so that one turns it on. Yep. They're spinning. That one lowers it. And now basically we just drive. I'm going to take it slow because he said it is a bit of a tight field. But practice makes perfect. Don't want to go crazy fast. Not until I get the hang of things anyway. Plus, this isn't my stuff. This is somebody else's stuff, and I really don't want to damage anything or break anything. I have to say, I am absolutely... I think you know what follows. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. Not one of my skills. I'm going uphill, so I need a bit more oomph. Nice tractor though. He said I don't need to worry about gears. He's put everything where it needs to be. All I need to worry about is the go and stop pedal and the steering wheel. But we are actually... we're actually cutting some grass. Which, alright, okay, I guess that's what we just did a minute ago. Well, for you guys it was a minute ago, that's what we did this morning, but we're actually cutting the grass properly. This is quite a bit of kit. I mean, again, I don't think we're going to need anything this big for what we have planned. Slow, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, easy, easy. Get a bit carried away. Just, it's knowing, basically getting used to the machine and knowing basically what it does. Like I said, I don't want to go too fast. Also, I suppose I better do a good enough job that he's impressed and asks me to do other jobs, otherwise he's going to say, you're pretty useless. Right, I need you to move out of the way, Mr. Deer. Thank you. I'm surprised that... Okay, going downhill now. Whoa, 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 whoa. On the brake, on the brake. I'm surprised he, the deer didn't run off when they could hear the engine start up. Okay, easy, easy, easy. On the brake, on the brake. See. Right, and now... this is where it gets tricky. How do you... I guess, like I said, it comes with practice, how you know where to put your tractor. I'm not going to crash into myself, am I? Hope not. Easy, easy, easy. It gets a bit bumpy. You also need to know the width and length of the machines and stuff like that. Very bouncy. Right, uphill, more oomph. Let's give it a bit more oomph. It's very bouncy. Kind of not using that mower on the left there, that's just hanging over thin air basically. Turn into the corner. Making sure I don't crash. See, that gets scary when it gets close like that. I'm sure this is an absolute pigsty of a job. And I'm sure if there are any true farmers watching, they're probably laughing their heads off now. But this is my first time. So we all have to start somewhere. Okay, downhill, easy, easy, on the brakes, on the brakes. On the brakes. Don't quite know what kind of mower this is. I'm used to seeing ones that are, you know, one of the single ones. I don't know what you call them, that you just, it's on one side. This is a, not seen a mower like this before, I have to say. This is a weird looking thing. Easy. Easy. Turn in. Try not to crash into myself. I don't want to drive over the bit I want to cut. I have to say, this is quite a nice little tractor though. It's good size too. Some of the tractors you see these days are absolutely massive, but this is alright, this is. There we go, that's better. I can still go over a little bit more, I guess. Just I'm wasting that last foot of that mower there on the edge. Right. Foot on the brake, foot on the brake, foot on the brake, foot on the brake. Right, lift up. This is... I'm not even going to attempt to reverse with this thing on. No way. Hell no. I can just see doing extensive and expensive damage if I try and reverse with that thing on. So I'd rather just take my time. I'm sure that they're all laughing at me in the pub. Right. On the brake. Down. Back again. Oh, a bit too close that time. Ooh, easy. Back it. Yep. Okay, good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Slow down, slow down. Oh, well, I don't know if this is going good or bad. At the end of the day, I'm cutting the grass, which is what he wanted, but easy. Press that button, that lifts it up. Press that button to lower it down. Yeah, this is quite a nice tractor, I have to say. Very comfortable. Very bouncy. I'm still wasting that bit of that mower. I just can't seem to get that on the right line at all. Let's see, I'm still wasting that foot. But I guess that's just... How on earth do you reverse with this thing? Right, well, I'm not turning the wheel when I'm reversing, put it that way. I think there's only about 1 or 2 passes left. Should be good. Lower that down. There we go. Let's see if we can actually get that full mower to use. No, still half. Careful, easy. Stop. Up. Right, I've got one little strip left. Crash into myself. Right, let's see about this little bit. Down. There you go. Right. Lift it up. Off. I'll just take it down to the bottom of the field again. And we're done. I mean, alright, I've missed quite a bit of a chunk there. We'll see what Jim says. We'll see if he says I did a good job or a terrible job. But we'll bring this down here anyway. We'll let him pack it up, basically. Yeah, this is nice. I could get used to this. Not so much all this, but this I could get used to. I'll put it on the flat bit. I think we'll just leave it here, which is where it was, just facing the other way. That's off, that's up, that's off. Put the handbrake on, turn it off. Yeah. Quite nice. I missed quite a large chunk there, but I was a bit worried. I didn't want to get too close to the tree, because I'm guessing you'd have to go that way up. The mower is to the left. Yeah, so I'd have to come around here and go up there, but we'll see what he says. What about... Yeah, again, this bit, I didn't want to get too close to the wall. I'm sure he'll laugh at me. Yeah, it's probably a whole nother mower length here that I've missed. And up there as well. But we'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. Let me give him a ring, call him out of the pub. Well, he said it wasn't too bad. He said, yes, I did miss a few bits. But he said it was 60%. That's what he would rate me as. So, yeah, he did admit that it is a very big mower and it's a very sort of awkward field. Although it seems pretty square to me. I think he said it's awkward because it's on a hill. So, but he doesn't have another mower, so that's all he had. So, all he's got rather. But he was quite impressed. He was quite impressed, and yeah, like I said, 60%. He said, yes, I've missed a lot here, but in terms for my first time ever driving a sort of big-ass machine like that and a big mower like that, he said I didn't do too bad. And I'm quite chuffed about that. I'm quite chuffed. And, yeah, 70 quid. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And he said if he's got anything else coming up, he'll let me know. But as I said, it is winter, so there isn't much going to be happening right now, really, for him, other than the normal day-to-day tasks. But yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit. That was quite nice. He's going to tidy up the bits I missed, and then he's going to head off home. But I did enjoy that. That was quite fun. So hopefully he'll have a few other jobs lined up for us in the future, which again, I'm open to all the experience. It would have been nice if it was a flat field, I guess, but I suppose it doesn't matter. I handled it, and I'm really happy with the 60%, so there we go. Right, well, that's enough of me waffling on. I think it's time to go home and have some lunch, because my belly is saying so. And then, yeah, I need to make the list of things I need to do, which is quite a lot. Quite a lot of things I need to do. I need to order another skip and order another container of gravel, so we can get this bit here tidied away nicely. Maybe we can push it up to there, but I think it's probably just going to be sort of this from that corner curving round here. I'll try and get up to the chickens, but I don't think so. And get rid of all of this, get the rubbish, get that in the skip, get rid of all this. Yeah, Making progress, making progress. I'm quite impressed with that. That's quite nice. Quite impressed with that. So, that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to do all of that YouTube-y stuff. Subscribe, like, comment if you wish to leave a comment. As I said in every episode, we appreciate the comments and we do read them, and I do reply when I can. And some of them do give us a little bit of a giggle here and there. So yeah, and I'll speak to the neighbours about possibly putting the chickens here as well. That's another thing to do. Maybe with that £70, I'll go and buy a bottle of wine and you know, at least I'll have something to give them if they do say yes. This is a nice gesture. All right, that's where I'm gonna leave it, and yeah, I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.